next time I don't know, had an anxiety attack or something like that, I knew. And when I do something like this, I just stomp into the bathroom without even thinking, and I go in there and chop it all off. And then I face the consequences later. It's very short. I see there's one sticking out on the top that I missed. Easier to stuff under wigs. I didn't cut off the long bits in the front, the ones that I stuffed behind my ears, because I figured that would make it easier to grow out. I can't believe I did that. This time I swore that I would never go this short again because it was just hell to grow it out. I've tried to grow out of a buzz cut so many times, and I fail. Onto your email. You love my thumbnail. Thank you. Like I started an action movie like Mission Impossible. Instead of Tom Cruise, me. Yeah. I never wanted to be famous. I think I told you that somebody put me down for not wanting to be famous. It's Angie Featherstone. Hope she doesn't watch ASMR. It's so sad that we can't talk about certain things in our videos without getting in trouble. I wonder if I should delete my old videos that talk about stuff. Yeah, talking about religion and politics. We wouldn't make a dent in anybody's thinking. I just thought that it might be fun to talk about it, stir the pot and all that. Stir the pot. Is stirring the pot really a bad thing? What kind of expression is that? I thought stirring the pot would be a good thing when you're cooking. Now my husband's been being nice about me going vegetarian and not vegan. I don't think he's supportive of that, but he's been making me wraps and stuff. And I ate some of those veggie burgers he got from me yesterday. as the one I had at the restaurant, but not bad. And I know most guys don't think outside of themselves when it comes to their wives. I think that my husband used to say, well, every guy's gonna put his feet up after he gets married. That's what he called it. You know, you chase the woman, you get her, you get married, then you put your feet up. Get comfy. You know what I mean. I think maybe women work harder when they're married. The opposite. I should put one of those filters on that make me look all pretty and like I'm wearing makeup, but they're glitchy. They're glitchy. I think you knew that though. Have to be a natural filter. I love your story about views on your channel. I can't do that, but I do other things, you know. I'm sorry that you've had so much trouble with your audio. My lighting is being weird. Wait a second. There we go. Got to light the other side. I know that getting everything to work is a bitch. I had a heck of a time myself. And you're right. This is 2021. Things should work. As a matter of fact, we should have a robot doing it all for us that should work. The robot should be working. Just kidding. I don't think I could record audio separately. I mean, I do have a separate microphone and a separate camera. Obviously, they're not in the same unit since I'm using this Yeti. But they're being recorded at the same time into the same video, which I then take into GarageBand and split it up anyway. But I'm talking about they start and end at the same time. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to have to clap my hands and match that up. I don't think that would be easy for me. I'm using my Yeti more than my binaural microphones just because weird sound out of for me. Yeah, 2021. The good, the bad, and the ugly about 2021. I thought that was really funny about the search results for your channel. I don't know what software that is. I've never seen that. Of course, I don't really know what you know about YouTube. But yeah, it's a niche. That's a funny niche I never would have thought. I wonder if it's for people who have quit. Yes, I butt dialed 911. I know, so cruel, Brewster. Yeah, it was my iPhone. There's more than 2 side buttons, so I don't know which 2 side buttons you would have to hold to dial 911. And yes, they listen to you even after you've hung up. Well, you know, everybody's listening to us through our microphones on everything. I know, because I'll mention something like to my husband, do you remember that hot sauce that we had that I really liked? I think it was called Frank's Red Hot Sauce or something like that. So I would say something like that. And then Frank's Red Hot Sauce would turn up in my Amazon things you've searched for suggestions. I haven't searched for it. That means they're buying data from whoever's listening in, as though I had searched for it. Something I was searching for, only it was in daily conversation with my husband. I don't know how to explain more about them listening in after you've hung up. The cop only told me that they do that I can't hang up on it. They could still be listening now. I have no idea. Like maybe you use that button once and they've got you forever and they'll listen to you forever. Could happen. It is a little scary. Spray bottle mist out in the moon. They're a little homemade cosmetics line. I got their, what was it, sage and rose face mist. They used to sell on Etsy. Now they have their own website. I went to look for them on Etsy and they weren't there anymore. I don't know why. Although maybe that's a good way to start a store. Start on Etsy till everybody gets to know you, and then they'll do what I did when they can't find you on Etsy anymore and search in Google. video, you were talking about how crazy expensive that house was. So is rent. I honestly don't know how people are living anymore. How can people afford it? You know, especially one-income houses. It's scary. If we hadn't gotten into this house and they don't raise our rent every year like normal or whatever. If we hadn't gotten in here, we wouldn't be able to afford to live. Now, we would have to move out of town, and my husband would have to commute 3 hours a day. I don't know how people are doing it, honestly, I don't. No rent costing $1,600 a month. When we were renting, it was $700 to $900 a month. And now when I go looking for something, sorry, honey bunny. Now when I go looking for something, I see rooms for rent in people's houses for $700 to $900 a month. Renting one room in a house other people are living in. I couldn't live that way. Honestly, I couldn't. Honey bunny, it's okay. Have to be annoying on Zoom. Here's my puppy. Can everybody see my puppy? Isn't she the cutest thing? Do you want to see more of her? Thank Kevin for little dogs. That rent where you live, that's nuts. Do only rich people live where you live? I was kind of like that where I live too, but not like that. I just mean it's the most expensive province in Canada. We have good weather, that's why. Yes, that's crazy high. Who can afford it? I don't know. £3 in 3 days, that's awesome. Here's my puppy again. She's very happy for you too. If she lost 3 pounds, she would disappear. How's that for some perspective? She weighs 3 pounds total. Those are her little ASMR contributions. You're welcome for the video. I'm not really in the best frame of mind today. You can short again. I'm starting to not like that guy. It's okay, I started off not liking him. So you're gonna go view houses on the weekend. Oh, I have hairs on my face from the chop job. That'll be fun though. It'll be a lot, but it'll be fun going to look at houses. Exciting. On to your video. Hello, Stormy. How are you today? Yeah, Mac Minis are awesome. Got myself a new Mac Mini. All Macs are awesome, you're right. I'll never go back to Windows. Last time I bought a Windows machine. It's kind of a bad story. I always bought my Macs over the 1-800 line and got them to ship it to my place, so I could talk to some salesperson on the phone for a long time, until I figured out what I wanted. So that was the way I always ordered. And this one day was a special day, and I wanted to order a new Mac. So I dialed the number. And the guy was super rude to me. I mean, super rude. And I lost my temper. I didn't particularly say anything to him, but secretly, I went out with my husband. I said, I'm never buying a Mac again. Let's go to your store. He's a Windows guy. And he had his favorite store where he bought parts and everything. So we went to his Windows guy, and I bought the most expensive Windows machine I could. And as we were paying for it, as I stood at the counter paying for it, they had a radio on, and it came over the radio that Steve Jobs had just died that morning. I felt so bad. I felt like I'd killed him myself, That's the kind of guilt I can take on. My husband uses that Windows machine now. Still uses it, and I go through Macs like crazy. I think Macs have a self-destruct thing in them after 3 or 5 years. Anyway, yeah. I don't feel guilty about killing Steve Jobs anymore, but it took a while. Yes, I was raised Catholic. Raised on guilt. You're right, allergies to cats is bullshit. Nobody's allergic to cats. I'm just kidding, I'm allergic to cats. And I was a total cat person. And then I became allergic when I was going through puberty. A cruel twist of fate, really. It took me a while, but I became a little dog person instead. It's a different way of thinking. I couldn't go back to cats now. What do you mean it was a catfish house? I don't know what that means. I'm not up on the colloquialism. A catfish is bad. Fishes. I'm sorry that the pictures were so good and you got your hopes up. Deplorable and horrible. I mean, why would they bother retouching photos on houses that weren't going to sell in the end anyways because they're broken down and they're asking too much? They built the house crackety. I mean, they built it. It's a newer house. I thought maybe it was an old house that had settled, you know. I think it's better to buy old houses these days. They don't build them like that anymore. I bought a house a long time ago. It was an old house. It was really sturdy. We had to do a lot to it, like replace the electrical and we did a lot to it. It was a really sturdy house. Did you know that soft-spoken ASMR is when you talk quietly, not when you whisper? There's soft-spoken and there's whispering ASMR. Just wondered if you were putting soft-spoken ASMR on your videos about us, because we're whispering. They're different. Just so you know. Yeah, maybe being depressed, angry, and anxious is a niche that's just dying to be filled. I can oblige. You know, I was looking on YouTube today and I saw this video of a guy who said, he said his age. He said, I'm like 38 years old and I have no friends. And then it said social anxiety, ? So I watched the video. I just wanted to see what kind of vibe the guy was giving off, you know? Because if he's weird, I know about being weird. Maybe it's just that you're weird. So, anyway, and after I watched that, YouTube brought a whole bunch of other people saying, I'm this old, I have no friends. Like, people are watching, you know, people's heartfelt videos and just copying them because they got a lot of views. I think that that's like returning a frickin' swimming pool. After you've used it all summer. It's, yeah, triggers. And this other time I saw someone say that they were ugly, or this is the reason why you're ugly. And then after I watched it to see what the heck she was talking about, a whole bunch of other why you're ugly videos came up. People just, I don't know, steelsies, I guess. We've got a new idea here, talking to each other. Probably won't stay a new idea for long. We should get it patented. Happy channels do better. But yeah, you want to be honest, right? Honest about who you are. Are you want to be honest about who you are if you're happy. Seems that way on Facebook anyway. I love you all. Actually, I'm gonna make some love videos, but it's non-directed love, just about love. You know what I mean? You've seen that video. My chronic pain guy, at the end of his videos, he says that he loves you. Right? He loves us all. That's impossible. You don't even know us. I love you guys and gals. That's not true. Especially me. He's always leaving snarky comments to me. The other day he told me that a joke I made, he obviously didn't realize it was a joke. He said that's going to keep you from getting well. You don't tell someone that you're trying to treat for mind-body syndrome that they're not going to get well. You don't do that, it's just not done. It's called a nocebo. Not cool. Not cool. You did not hear my thought. I love your videos. You're funny though. Hey, I used to be really skinny when I was young. But I ran long distance. Kinda makes you skinny. I loved running so much, I would do it now if I could. I remember this one day I went up for a run. It was after the track team had gone. When I was in high school, I ran with the track team. And there was a few teachers there that used to jog. We used to go up in the second floor of the school and just jog around in a circle in the hallways. And anyways, this one day I went up late and the chemistry teacher was up there jogging. The chemistry teacher is a huge guy. I mean, he's huge. And I ran behind him and I was kind of trying to get him to speed up a little, just being a jerk. And I got caught in his slipstream. He actually left a slipstream. That's how huge he was. And it was wonderful. I never had such an easy run, so light feeling, It was wonderful. I don't know why I told you that. I do recommend to get caught in a slipstream whenever possible. Stairs away. Squishy back and forth noises. least I didn't buzz it. I'm okay. I'm okay. I know I got a whole girl interrupted thing going on here, but I'm okay. No, people do stare at me all judgy. They are judging me. And if you say something about it, they're all innocent. And you looking at me? You looking at me? Like that time that I was in that store in Montreal, that really expensive store, clothing store, and that woman was staring at me from like 7 feet away. And finally I just got pissed off, and I said, why are you staring at me? Do you think I'm gonna steal something? And it's like, oh no, it's just because you're so beautiful. They are judging. And if I stare at them in the eyes, like when they're walking by with their judgmental look on their face, if I look at them, they'll look me up and down after that, just so that I know that they're judging me. And it's not like they can say I'm beautiful now. But I must stand out in some way, Must give off some kind of vibe. It never occurred to me to put some random guys in my video. You're really funny, honey. Funny, honey, sunny bunny. Funny, honey, sunny bunny. With tons of money. It is so cool that you have those meal plans being delivered. Toast jelly. And then you're losing weight like that. Especially if you normally gain weight. Believe me, I feel that pain too. There's not enough nicotine in my juice. It takes me a few puffs to get satisfaction. Those people who bought a swimming pool and returned it after using it for the whole summer, those are bad people. Bad. I don't know what kind of person you'd have to be to still be acting like that when you're 40 or 50. Sometimes I think that people get worse as they age, I always thought people should grow in wisdom and grow in everything as you go through life, but that's not true. Like some people get old and jaded, some people get old and sick, It's true. Trigger. Yeah, we should do a channel on only triggering topics. Not. I would be the first one to get triggered. I get triggered from any and everything. Micro threats throughout my day. Usually they're only in my head. You know, I found out that Botox, did I tell you this already yesterday? Botox is being used to treat anxiety and depression. Like, I had a therapist that told me that when I was having an anxiety attack, just to turn up the corners of my mouth, like into a tiny little smile, and it activates your parasympathetic nervous system and tells your sympathetic nervous system that obviously things are okay, because I wouldn't be giving a calm, tiny little smile if I was in danger. Maybe I would. Anyway, yeah, so the Botox, when you're anxious, you go. Maybe not exactly, but you know what I mean. Your face shows it. And they're making the Botox so that you always have a calm, relaxed expression instead of I want lines and fear. I'm gonna look into that Botox. I've already asked a woman on Facebook. She came recommended by the woman who colors my lips. They're both Russian, so I guess they know each other. I think my coil is burnt out. I would kill a garden too. I did not have a green thumb. One time when I was young and living in Montreal, I was standing in the cash register lineup at IKEA, and I was looking at this magazine that was for sale on the racks, and there was an article on the front that said 10 houseplants even you can't kill. And I thought, what a bit. But I looked at one of the houseplants that was shown there, and I thought I've seen that plant before, and I just forgot about it. And then when my mother came out to rescue me because I had lost my health, I was sitting with her in a restaurant, and I told her the story about the article and the houseplants that I couldn't kill. I said, there's one right there. There was, this half wall with plants stuck in the top of it by our table. I said, that plant right there is one of them. And my mother went and looked around, and she took the plant the end, it was a houseplant that I couldn't kill, but my husband could. Yes, Zeitgeist the movie. Not the ASMR Zeitgeist guy. I love that guy. That guy is the coolest ASMR guy. But Zeitgeist the movie is just done by some guy that doesn't believe in anything, and it's about, the culture and what. And he was like trying to debunk everything that everybody believes. And he was saying that Christianity is sun worship and the 12 apostles are 12 constellations. Stuff like that. I mean, okay, we're living in the Matrix. If you were the one who invented the Matrix and everybody was going to hell in a handbasket in your Matrix, why wouldn't you come down and try and give everybody the secret on how to get out of the Matrix? I don't have a problem with God taking human form. I hate meditation. Your way sounds cool, though. I don't really understand what you mean by letting your thoughts race out. Don't they just never end? Mine are never ending. I don't understand how you wake up in a different state with good eyesight. I'm afraid that I don't understand your meditation method. My little brother was like that with coffee, though. He would drink it before he went to bed. I'm always busy limiting my thoughts, though, because of anxiety. My husband used to just let his thoughts go, like if he had trouble, just as he was falling asleep in the hypnagogic state, if he had some bad thought come around, I would fight it. But he said, no, you just gotta let it go, let it do its thing. I don't understand how to do that, but he said that's the only way to make it go away. Otherwise, it'll just push you harder. Sounds accurate, but I still don't know how to do it. I hear that any avoidance tactic for anxiety is only going to make anxiety worse. Have you heard that? It's like your body gives you anxiety, or your brain gives you anxiety, and then you go into full avoidance mode to not have to confront this danger again. And your body goes, phew, we escaped that. Next time we need to escape will cause even more anxiety. So that's how that works. And apparently anxiety can be triggered, just like I said, with micro threats throughout your day. Tiny little things that aren't even registering in your conscious mind can cause you to go into anxiety. It's like when I'm watching a movie and there's a room that gets dark. A dark anxiety, the same as it did when I was a little girl and I cried myself to sleep because my parents wouldn't let me keep it a light on when I fell asleep. Parents, I blame them for it all. You had a 6-hour car ride to go see the catfish. I guess you can live wherever you want, though, right? It's not like you have to drive 6 hours into town every time, right? I would not like that. I'm kind of resigned to the fact that I'm just a city girl. You know, and I want a Starbucks and a doctor right near me. Preferably in the same building. I used to have a doctor. He retired though. And whenever we went into his building, there was a little coffee kiosk down there. With some surfer dude making coffees for everyone. Yes, your video was relaxing. I feel better. You know, I really like that echoey thing that you do with your sounds. And also I love your ending. I'm hoping that you'll tell me how to do that one day. Positive reinforcement comments. If I was guaranteed that, I'd leave my comment section open. My husband would let me leave my comment section open. I know the ASMR crowd is a really nice crowd though, and I'm so tempted to leave it open, but I promised my husband. You know. Good night, Stormy. Good night, Moon. Good night, Unshakable Sense